At this point, Jerry, what I'd like to do is talk about the situation with the ex-employees, with the Cobra of Cobra Collections. It really is a sticky situation.
It certainly is, yeah.
You know, and I have spoke to, as of this recording, 5 ex-employees, and I have to tell you, there are similar themes. I'm busy taking my notes, and there are just similar themes. They span all the way from the beginning, even prior to the beginning of Cobra Collections, back in the Credit Adjustment Bureau days, towards the end. Here we are in June of 2007.
Right.
They span the gambit, and there is a consistent story that is being told, and part of me, well, I mean, part of me, I really do feel sorry for some of these ex-employees.
Well, I do in a sense, because they know from right from wrong, but it's all about the money. You know, most everybody will work. You know, I do. I live from payday to payday. I may own this business, but I have responsibility,
Yeah.
you know, to pay my help, pay my people things. But, you know, most of these workers in here are working from Friday to Friday.
Right.
It's kind of hard when you're sitting there, and I understand from some of the employees that I have known through, you know, Credit Adjustment Bureau, that Janice is paying them a high salary.
Yeah,
And
it's hard to let go.
It's hard to let go. They got their family support,
Yeah.
so they're gonna sit there and draw them big bugs, and it's just hard to say, okay, I quit. This ain't right. Then they're out of the paycheck, and then they're gonna have stress in their life because they got a family, you know, and it's hard to get out of it.
Well, I will tell you, in speaking to all of them have been through an enormous amount of stress.
Yeah.
All of them have been an enormous amount of stress, and not to say that they're perfect human beings, because none of us are. But you know, there are some common themes. Like, for example, they all towards the end just almost couldn't live with themselves. In fact, they started coming out and talking to me. I really didn't ask that hard. You know, I didn't know who they were.
Right.
But, you know, they all, I said, well, I would ask them, why are you talking to me? You don't have to talk to me. I'm appreciative you're talking to me.
Yeah.
But really, what do you stand to gain? And all of them really said that it was just eating at them. They had to tell someone.
Oh, yeah. They know they're doing wrong.
Right. And Janice is just apparently just influenced them in such a way. They just really feel like, you know, they were being punished for being loyal to her.
Right.
You know, and I think that, you know, so for many of them it's been personal. And of course, you know, you start sending them bad payroll checks. That's not a good thing either.
It's not a good thing. And then, you know, the bad payroll check, they're kind of hard for them to quit then, because they're already in the hole in the payroll check plus more, and they know that when the warrants come flying about these payroll checks, someone use John Young, because I know him. John Young is going to cash his check at the liquor store.
Right.
You know, well, when that check bounces, that liquor store's got a swear warrant out against John Young. He's going to go to jail.
Right.
Maybe the magistrate will be so happy to let him out on his own recognizance. Then he's got a swear warrant out for her.
Yeah.
It's a great big hassle.
Yeah.
Because John Young got the money, although, you know, Janice didn't make it good. They're between a rock and a hard spot.
Now, I want to make it known that neither one of us are legal experts here. That was your opinion.
Right.
You know, knowing you, you're a strong man. You say what your piece, and that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I really don't know what the ramifications are. I tend to think that the person writing the bad check is responsible, issuing that check.
Well,
but I understand your point
right.
with that. But I just want to say, my opinion is, in terms of this scam thing, I think they're the unsung heroes. I really would like to say, you know what, they did a good thing by speaking up, because they did help me fill a lot of the pieces.
Right.
But I can't even tell their names because, you know what, I'm sworn to privacy.
Yeah.
I'm sworn to privacy.
I know, I can understand that too. But
they're very concerned.
You know, because I expect Janice has a lot over their head, because Janice knows a fair debt act from the bottom of her hand.
Yeah.
And all the little errors that they're making, she would dangle over their thing. And going back to that check thing, that's a strong thing on my part there. But actually, I had a person give me a check. This must have been 20 years ago.
Right.
I cashed it, put me in jail.
Oh, really?
And the reason for that is because I'm the one that took that $500 check and got that money in my pocket. Then I turned around and swore the check against the check writer for getting me a fraudulent instrument. Now, they dismissed mine. Doesn't matter, I still had to go down there. This happened to me a long, long time ago. That's how I know so much about that there. Because the person that's paid to is going to jail.
Yeah, I see. Well, you know more than I do. you know, I just think that in the big scheme of things, that it always comes from the top, and I guess that's my position. Not to say that they're perfect,
Right.
but they do feel this overwhelming need to try to make it right in some way.
Yeah.
Because they really don't have to speak. They never had to
They don't
speak
have
to
to.
it.
They don't have to.
And but they are concerned. And but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think anybody's going to come after them per se.
I don't think so either. Even if
They're
they
not
have-
interested in that.
They don't want them.
No.
You got to get the king of the organization, the top notch, which is Janice, and maybe Michael if he's that involved in it. No, they don't.
Which
want
I think he is
They
involved.
don't want the little person who's trying to scrape it up for a living, feed their family. They don't want them.
Right.
They're not. They're just not interested. And I know if I was a judge of magistrate court or whoever going to sign the warrant, if it happened, I wouldn't issue a warrant for that person. I'd go ahead and let them issue a warrant against the signer.
Okay.
And just like, go on, be in court. I'm going to do, what I'm going to do, because it wouldn't be right. But although law is law, that's regardless.
Right, I hear
They
you.
are responsible. They got the money. Janice did. They got it.
Yeah. You know, it's just tragic that they had to come to this. But
Yeah.
anyway, from my personal opinion, those of you ex-employees who have already come out, I really thank you. You provided a great deal of information to me. I think, in my eyes, you're little heroes in this little scheme of, the big scheme of things. And I hope you've learned your lesson and you move on. But in the meantime, as I promised each of you, I'm protecting your right to privacy, and we're just going to let it go with that.
Yeah, you need to protect your right. I know I sat there many times and thought about what I would do if I was an employee in that situation. And
Very hard.
It's very hard.
Very hard.
I couldn't quit if I was raising my family,
Yeah.
as I did in my younger days, because the kids got to eat. I couldn't quit. I'd be stuck in that rut until the doors closed, because I would have to have that money. When you look at them babies and they're hungry, you're going to do what you have to do to feed them.
And the thing is, Janice did pay some of these individuals very well. I was really pretty sorry.
Yeah.
For their educational background and their work experience, they were getting paid really well.
Oh yeah, real good. What I heard.
Yeah.
I think up into $500, $600, $700, $800 a week
Yeah.
on the base, plus whatever they got percentages.
Exactly.
And you can't walk away from that job.
Yeah.
You can't do it.